Chapter 1. A World Changed Overnight. The city of New York never truly slept. Yet, that night, it seemed unusually restless. Stevenson Cole, a seasoned journalist with eyes trained to spot shifts in cultural and political winds, sat at his desk staring at half-finished articles that now felt irrelevant. Something in the air was different. It wasn't the weather, nor the usual buzz of politics, but a heaviness he couldn't quite explain. For weeks, reports had been pouring in from every corner of the globe, wars threatening to erupt, nations aligning in strange partnerships, and rumors of peace accords that seemed too fragile to last. Stevenson had covered crisis before, but this one felt different, as though history itself was holding its breath. His instinct screamed that something unprecedented was about to occur, though he could not name it. What he didn't realize was that before the night ended, the course of humanity would change forever. At precisely 2:03 a.m., the silence of his apartment was shattered by a cacophony of sirens, car alarms, and screams rising from the streets below. Stevenson rushed to his window and froze in disbelief. Cars barreled into each other with no drivers at the wheel. Planes plummeted from the skies as pilots vanished mid-flight, and children disappeared from their parents' arms, leaving only clothes behind in cradles and beds. The air itself seemed charged with a weight of holy finality, as though invisible hands had plucked countless souls from the earth. Stevenson's journalistic mind kicked in, forcing him to process the chaos unfolding in real time. But his heart struggled to grasp the magnitude of what he saw. People were gone, millions, perhaps tens of millions. It was not a war, not disease, not any disaster he had reported on before. This was something beyond human explanation. His phone buzzed relentlessly, but each call told the same story of horror and confusion. His friend Marcus, a police officer, choked on his words as he tried to describe patrol cars crashing when officers simply vanished. Hospitals were overwhelmed with patients missing staff mid-surgery. The stock exchange crashed before the morning bell as traders disappeared from their post. Families were torn apart, leaving husbands without wives, mothers without children. The city, once a symbol of human ambition, now lay in shambles from an event no human hand could orchestrate. Stevenson felt a chill crawl down his spine as an old memory surfaced. His grandmother's voice, reading from 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16 through 17. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, to meet the Lord in the air. He had dismissed it then as superstition, but tonight those words rang louder than the chaos outside. By morning, the world had become unrecognizable. Television anchors sat pale-faced, their professionalism shredded as they stumbled through breaking reports of mass vanishings. Governments scrambled to explain the unexplainable, their theories ranging from alien abductions to secret weapons. Yet Stevenson noticed that none dared suggest the one explanation whispered by trembling lips in the streets, that Jesus Christ had returned for his church. Those who once mocked the idea of a rapture now stood speechless, confronted by the undeniable evidence of empty clothes, abandoned vehicles, and shattered families. Stevenson, though deeply shaken, found himself consumed with one thought. If this was indeed the event his grandmother foretold, then he had been left behind. The words of Jesus in Matthew chapter 24, verse 40 haunted him. 2 shall be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. He could not escape the gnawing reality that he was among the latter. The streets grew violent as panic replaced shock. Stores were looted, police forces crippled, and neighborhoods turned into war zones overnight. Stevenson moved through the chaos with his reporter's notebook clutched in his hand, documenting details as if words could bring him control. Yet deep inside, he wrestled with a rising fear that his role as a journalist might not be enough to survive this new world. The more he observed, the clearer it became. This was not just a crisis to be reported. This was prophecy fulfilled, and he was a witness to its unfolding. The pen in his hand suddenly felt less like a tool of record and more like a weapon of truth in a world drowning in deception.